Yo, what is going on, everyone in the XRP community? Hope you guys are having yourselves a fantastic day today as usual. It is bright and early, about 8:30 in the morning here on the West Coast. Hey, Star, what are you doing? So, got a little video for you guys today. Got three things I want to go over real quick. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Firstly, and most importantly, the Brad Garlinghouse interview recap. So let's kind of talk a bit about that and what went on in the interview. Now, of course, you'd be lying, or I'd be lying if I said deep down in my heart that I had a little sliver of hope that just something major would be announced. I mean, as XRP holders, I don't know what it is, but, well, I mean, I know what it is. It's every time we see the major CEO, head of the company, on major television, we're just going like, oh my God, there's a slim chance of an announcement. We're all thinking that. You know, I don't expect like that to happen, but I'm always like hoping, like, come on, like, come on, one more. This is gonna be the one. We got the announcement because the thing is that they have made announcements live before. For example, at Swell, which was like technically live because we had a Trojan horse that was in there live streaming the event for us. So then during that time, we got to see Brad live on stage announce XRapid going live. So like announcements have happened before when we do see Brad live. That's why we get excited about it. So this one on CNN was not the case. However, it's not all bad though, because every time we get done with a Brad or Ripple executive stream, if there is no announcement, like 5-10 people in the chat immediately go, oh my God, horrible stream, trash interview, God, that was horrible, no, that was garbage, nothing significant. I'm going like, come on, hang on a second, hang on. Like, just because there's no announcement doesn't mean it was a horrible interview or anything. I will say, the questions that Julia, the CNN interviewer, was asking, some of the best, like, actually fully researched questions I have seen from mainstream media. Because Brad has previously been on Bloomberg, Fox News, CNBC, etc. And of all those mainstream media, it's funny to say, CNN asks the best questions about XRP. It's hilarious. So, the interview, I can't cite any significant, like, important questions, but I remember during the interview they did discuss, and they did actually explain live on mainstream media, not just the U.S., this was CNN international television, by the way. It was not the U.S. stream, it was the international stream, right? And live on, like, mainstream freaking news media, you got, Ripple using XRP to speed up payments with banks, and I'm going like, oh my God, that's like a freaking amazing keyword. And live on mainstream media, the interviewer, not even Brad, but the interviewer makes sense of how an XRP transaction actually speeds up payments. So she goes, oh, okay, so, you know, it's in XRP, then, or no, it's in the US dollars, it goes into XRP, and then you get, you know, British pound sterlings out the other end, right? And Brad goes, yeah, that's exactly right. So on mainstream media, in a very basic, simplified way, they explained why XRP speeds up payments. And this is how you start to get XRP in the topic among average Joes. This is the way to do it. And I will say that what is really also really interesting is how on Twitter, when Julia is tweeting out about this Brad interview, there is getting engagement like crazy. As soon as the tweet comes up, 50, 60 likes in like 1 minute when it was about the Brad interview. So also what we're seeing here, guys, is that mainstream media is talking about this little Ripple and XRP live on mainstream media, and CNN must be noticing, wow, we talk about this new innovative payment digital asset technology, and all of a sudden we get like quadruple the engagement on Twitter. I mean, let's just put it this way. That interviewer's, the CNN interviewer's Twitter account absolutely blew up this morning. Like every single tweet she's putting out, it's getting massive engagement from the XRP community, and CNN must be noticing that. So just the fact that they talked XRP to millions of people was good for us, and they're noticing that when they talk about XRP, they got increased traffic. They got increased engagement, which means increased ratings. So I must say, I think this won't be the last time Brad Garlinghouse makes an appearance on mainstream media. So gist of the thing, Like, if I was to recap the entire Brad Garlinghouse interview, which you guys should rewatch, you can go to Julia, I forget her last name, dang it, but you can go to Julia's Twitter account. She posts like a 3-minute video of the interview, and then like an 8-minute follow-up video, so it's like a 12-minute total interview that we saw. You can go ahead and rewatch that on the Twitter account, but to recap it, nothing really, you know, crazy, but it's just talking XRP, talking what we talk about every day, except on mainstream media. It was really awesome. And I gotta give massive, massive props to Julia. Asked some great questions. You could tell she did some research. She evaluated the community. She was really doing her due diligence prior to the interview and not being one of these, you know, these dumb interviewers that just start asking just random, just god-awful questions. These were actually really good, well thought out questions brought upon Brad by the interviewer. And mainly the questions had to do with XRP. It was everything to do with XRP. It was awesome. It was just a great general discussion about XRP and Ripple. And also, they name dropped a new XRapid user. Sorry, what are you playing around with this thing for, buddy? It's not supposed to play with that. But completely forgot what we were talking about there. However, it's a pretty good interview, I will say. Good questions, good general discussion all about XRP, and XRP being explained on mainstream media. I mean, literally, they explained an XRapid transaction on CNN. It was freaking awesome, okay? It was cool. Alright, so that was really the interview. Pretty cool stuff. I enjoyed it, and I think resulting of that, we're going to see more appearances on mainstream media and more discussion about XRP, not just Ripple, because the discussion is all about Ripple. It's XRP they were talking about, and honestly, hats off to Julia for the amazing, well-researched questions. I seriously appreciate that. And CNN, guys, I'm telling you, they're going to notice, wow, we make Brad appear on the show, and all of a sudden our Twitter's getting freaking 10x the engagement. I mean, they're going to notice that, and they're going to do repeat things like this. Mark my words. So interview, pretty good. General XRP discussion in front of millions of people. Awesome. So, that's not the only bonus interview I have for you guys. So, here's the funny thing. This morning when I first hopped on the CNN International live stream, I was going like, oh, wait a second. We also have the OECD Ripple panels. And there's 3 of those with pretty major discussion, I will say. I mean, this is Ripple like alongside the SEC, World Bank, I believe Bank of International Settlements, don't quote me, but it's OECD basically. There's 3 panels, all with like important people in the discussion. Like it's all, we're gonna watch it. There's a live stream link. We're gonna see it. So this morning when I turn on CNN International, I also noticed, hang on a second, the OECD stream's happening. I'm going, okay, wait a second. Don't tell me 2 Ripple panels are gonna, or a Ripple panel with a Brad interview are gonna overlap. Like that's like, okay, that is not good. So what I found out actually is that all 3 Ripple panels from the OECD blockchain policy event, those all 3 are actually going to be tomorrow. None of them are today. So all of them are going to be tomorrow, and they start at about 6 a.m. PST, 5:30 a.m. PST my time. So I don't have an exact time on that, but I will update you guys on Twitter tomorrow. And hit those post notifications. Stay tuned for the post notifications. You guys will be getting a lot of notifications tomorrow. Stay tuned because we got 3 panels with Ripple tomorrow, and they're all 75 minutes long. So we're gonna have about 3-4 hours of just pure, or not pure Ripple panel content, but it's gonna be discussion with someone from Ripple 3 times, which is pretty freaking cool. Alongside the SEC in one of them, by the way. So, last thing I do want to update you guys on, which is like a more short-term update. Not going to have a 10:30 stream today. The only real like news of today was really just the Brad interview. That's like today's entire discussion. And honestly, as a content creator, I kind of feel like we took care of that in the morning stream. It's not that I don't want to have a second stream at 10:30 a.m. I mean, trust me, if there was more information to provide, of course, I'd love to do a second stream. But I don't want to have a second stream if it's going to be like fluff, like 2-3 pieces of like kind of good. It's just, trust me guys, the second stream was not go well. Because one thing I don't like is I don't like having a fluff stream, and I've definitely had those before. It's kind of where there's like, yeah, there's news, but there's not really any more. I mean, because like, see, there is good news today, but we already went over it in the morning, so it's like, I don't want to rehash everything and just, you know, be fluff content for like half an hour, you know. So that's the reason today, no stream at 10:30. So guys, that is my update for you guys today. Pretty cool Brad interview, XRP up there in front of millions of people. And because of that, and because of the increased viewership and increased engagement because of Brad's appearance, I'm sure CNN will continue to bring Brad on in the future. Mark my words. And also, 3 live Ripple panels tomorrow. Stay tuned for that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching the video today. Make sure to smash the like, subscribe, check links in the description if you would like to support the channel. And I'll see you guys in the next one.